Thanks for staying with us. This is the third and final segment of today's news special. We're looking at the Baba Ramdev phenomenon. When you think of Baba Ramdev, you have to compare him, pretty much to the Anna Hazare campaign and, do a comparison of both the campaigns here. So let's start with Tanikesh. What did you want to say?
Yes, ma'am. Anna Hazare is not a single person. Lot of eminent personalities are behind him because they have lot of past records of fighting against corruptions. What about Baba Ramdev? His record shows he's only having so much of money. So because of his yoga effectiveness, he is pulling lot of media attention. So what?
Exactly. That's because Baba Ramdev does not have the clean records which any person has to have. Anna Hazare has credibility to his entire cause. He is basically a guy who is fundamentally not corrupt. He's been supported by the fourth pillar, which is an organization that's fighting against corruption. The fifth pillar. But Baba Ramdev is generally a yogic guru, and he has an island on his name, which he says is being gifted, but God knows who gifted and all that. Okay, but there are records, but this guy is not somebody who has no assets on his back. If I have a friend who is into drugs and says, okay, Divya, don't get into drugs, I will not listen to him because he's already a drug addict. How dare he comes and tells me don't get into drugs? This guy is like that. He's already corrupt and he comes and tells us don't get corrupted. Which youth will follow, or which sane human being will follow it? That's why.
But there are a lot of people following him, which is what he claims at least. And there were a lot of people at Ramleela Maidan when he was, detained in the middle of the night.
I wonder if those people really know what corruption is. Probably they come there for the bhajans and watch Ramdev in Salwar Kameez in the middle of the night or something like that.
Okay, someone else?
Also, I heard that the fees he is charging for the yoga programs are quite bit enormous. I heard that from Digvijay Singh, he is charging around rupees 50,000 from from movie stars or something who want yoga. So that itself shows he is not having full integrity or what do you call, honest. So only for the fame he is doing this kind of stunt.
Okay, yeah.
I think Anna Hazare is looking into the future. He wants a Lokpal bill which will bring in a lot of autonomy for people to question the government in future, which is what a lot of today's present government is very perplexed about. Whereas Ramdev's ideology is about bring a cutting short about the corruption, black money for today. If you say Baba Ramdev is a short-term solution, for a long-term, Anna Hazare's solution of questioning people, giving him the rights for people to question the government.
In a sense, don't you need both? Don't you need the short-term and the long-term?
Yeah, we need the combination of both.
More than short-term, I feel again that it is very loose. Anna Hazare's campaign is very focused and directed. It works directly towards exposing and making every single activity of the government transparent and visible to every single citizen of the country. Whereas Ramdev is kind of having a loose ideal. He wants pro-yoga nation. He wants no terrorism. When I look at his campaign ideals, I don't see any focused and directed aims in his campaign. Anna Hazare, on the other hand, has been doing things very methodically. He has been following procedures. He has been using the existing laws and turning them against the government. And he is trying to bring in more such laws which will help each of us become an Anna Hazare and throw out our voice and right every wrong that we come across.
Rahul, I want to mention is already the government has been put into transparency with the introduction of Right to Information Act. So this act itself it's a big blow for the politicians who are doing more corruption. So that's what I.
And also there is a meeting that is on black money as well. So and black money was one of the words that was thrown around in throughout the Baba Ramdev campaign. So there are points that stand out in demands of Baba Ramdev, but you're saying there's no clear focus.
There is no clear focus. Definitely, he does want to shut down the illegal tax havens. The Mauritius route that we have again been hearing of most recently, he wants to shut these down and make sure that everyone is clean. This is what Ramdev is going about. But again, what you said about the RTI, I don't think the RTI has really had much effect as such. when you ask the government to produce documents for the conduction of a particular activity, anyone can produce the required papers. When counterfeiting notes is so rampant in this country, producing a few legal agreements or some deeds that show the ownership of land or any such thing is, a walk in the park for any government official.
Alright, but that's a whole different debate there, so let's not enter that. Now, we have to look at the role that the media played in both the campaigns, really. Now, in Anna Hazare campaign, if you see, it was the media going to Anna Hazare and making it wasn't necessarily the media making it so big, it was already big and the media perhaps added to it. But in the case of Baba Ramdev, the media were already there. In a sense, would you say that the media was perhaps forced to give Baba Ramdev the kind of support that he got?
This is why I call Ramdev a public stunt. See, he's not a man who is actually fighting corruption. He's a man who is fighting for yoga, fighting for his publicity, and I'm sure he's got other intentions than corruption in itself, because his total, aims in itself are totally skewed
And vague.
Yeah, vague, and they're partially, they have a tilt towards his personal things like how we discussed yoga, Hindi, and all that stuff. And I had a lot of friends who actually participated in Marina against Anna Hazare's movement, but except Ram Leela Maidan, for Anna Hazare movement, but except Ram Leela Maidan, do you see any single metro that has been contributing to Baba Ramdev's movement? This in itself is a clear sign that at least half of the country is not pro Baba Ramdev, because Baba Ramdev is inviting the media for a public stunt, as in inviting the media is only a part of it, and Baba Ramdev is not the guy who can actually fight corruption. He doesn't have the education to do that, he doesn't have the basic information to do that, and he doesn't have the credibility to do that.
So why is the media going to him? Why is he so big?
Because he's a religious leader, and he already claims to have people with him, and whenever there are people, media goes. That's how it always.
Yeah, but one of the things that media says is media caters to the public, and what you're saying is a lot of the public don't really support him.
When talking about why media chases Baba Ramdev, it is not a question of media chasing it. Is it like both are required for us? We talk about Baba Ramdev's credibility, but still we have thousands of people who are following Baba Ramdev, and similarly we have thousands of people following Anna Hazare. It's not a question about who's better or who's worse. It's about a combination of both which is required for this country.
Alright, let's hear from you as well. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I concur with what Rajesh said. See, there may be some drawbacks or negativeness, both of them. But at the end of the day, who is benefited? We, the people of that country, our country is benefited by these acts. So, instead of going and just getting into deeper about what these people are behind the scene, behind the camera, what they are, instead of that, let's see what are the benefits we get from them. These movements will bring out the anti-corruption law is one of the required thing. Each and every citizen in India, they want to bring it out, but we are missing a leader. But these two people, they come forward and they guide us. Whether they are bad or good, it's apart from the thing. Are we benefited is what required.
Alright. I think we need to come to the end of this particular episode of You Special, but that's the perfect note to end at, really. Don't really perhaps look at the intentions also, but don't really go too much into them, because ultimately there is a cause that needs to be fulfilled, and that cause is to fight corruption. That's the consensus that we have at this point. Thanks so much for joining me today on You Special. Do write to me at feedback@ndtv-hindu.com. Let me know what you thought of today's episode. Thanks for watching.